What if Staley Fleming's final vision isn't a hallucination? What if he alone sees the truth? What if reality itself collapses at that moment? Welcome to Classic Storytime Hub, presenting Staley Fleming's Hallucination by Ambrose Bierce, reimagined and retold in English. Before we dive in, subscribe for your daily stories. Now, let's go.
The room held two men, but only one of them was calm. "I asked you to come, Doctor," the other said, his voice low and uneasy. "Not because I expect a cure. Maybe what I really need is someone who understands broken minds. I'm starting to think mine is slipping." The physician studied him for a moment. No trembling hands, no wild eyes. "You don't look unstable," he said evenly. "Looks don't tell the story," the man replied. "Every night, without fail, I wake up, and it's there, in my bedroom, watching me." "Watching you?" the doctor echoed. "A massive black dog, a Newfoundland, one white paw, like a mark left by something unfinished. It stands perfectly still, staring at me as if it knows me." The physician tilted his head slightly. "You're certain you're awake? What people call hallucinations are often only dreams that refuse to fade." "No," the man said sharply. "I'm awake, fully awake. I leave the light on every night now. Sometimes I lie there for minutes, long minutes, locked in a silent stare with it. I watch the dog watches me. Neither of us moves." "And then?" the doctor asked. "When I can't bear it anymore, I sit up in bed." He swallowed. "And the room is empty." A brief pause followed. "What expression does the animal have?" the physician asked. The man hesitated. "That's the worst part. It feels wrong, sinister. I know animals don't really have expressions, not unless we imagine them, and Newfoundlands are gentle dogs, friendly, almost foolish-looking. But this one looks like it's waiting." "For what?" the doctor asked quietly. The man shook his head. "I don't know. That's what terrifies me." The physician leaned back. "Then I'm afraid any diagnosis I give you would be meaningless," he said. A thin smile crossed his face. "I have no intention of treating the dog."
The physician let out a small, almost ironic laugh, but his eyes never left Fleming. There was a subtle caution in the way he watched, like a hunter observing prey that might suddenly leap. "Fleming," he said finally, his tone calm, "the dog you describe? It matches the Newfoundland that belonged to Atwell Barton." Fleming stiffened. He half rose from his chair, then settled back, forcing an air of casual indifference he didn't feel. "I remember Barton," he said slowly. "There were rumors about his death. Wasn't there something suspicious?" The doctor leaned forward, locking eyes with him. "3 years ago, your old adversary, Atwell Barton, was found in the woods between his estate and yours, stabbed to death. No arrests, no clues, only speculation. Some of us had theories. I had one. Did you?" Fleming laughed nervously, a hollow sound. "Me? The idea? I left for Europe almost immediately afterward, and even since I returned, it's only been a few weeks. A theory? No, I haven't thought about it. But his dog, what of it?" "The dog found the body first," the physician said quietly. "It stayed there, guarding the grave, until it died of starvation." A silence fell between them, thick and heavy, as though the memory of that silent, loyal creature had left a shadow in the room itself. The invisible threads of fate, or whatever law governs coincidence, remained a mystery to Staley Fleming. He certainly did not understand it, or he might have paused before leaping to his feet as the night wind carried through the open window a long, mournful howl from a distant dog. He paced the room in restless, impatient strides, every movement under the steady, unblinking gaze of Dr. Haldeman. Then, stopping abruptly in front of him, his voice almost breaking into a shout, "What does any of this have to do with my condition, Dr. Haldeman? You forget why I sent for you." The physician rose calmly and placed a reassuring hand on Fleming's arm. His voice was gentle, measured. "Forgive me, I cannot give you a diagnosis at once. Perhaps tomorrow. For tonight, go to bed. Leave your door unlocked. I will stay here with your books. Can you summon me without getting up?" "Yes, the electric bell." "Good. If anything disturbs you, push the button. Do not rise. Rest easy. Good night." The room fell silent, but the echo of that distant howl lingered, threading through the shadows like a promise or a warning.
Settled into an armchair, the physician stared into the glowing embers, lost in thought. Minutes stretched into what felt like hours. He rose repeatedly, opening the door to the staircase, listening intently to the quiet house, then returned to his chair, still pondering. Eventually, exhaustion claimed him, and he drifted into a deep sleep. When he awoke, the clock had long passed midnight. He stirred the dying fire and picked up a book from the table beside him. The cover read, "Denneker's Meditations." Opening it at random, he began to read aloud. "For as it is ordained that all flesh bears spirit and thereby attains spiritual power, so too the spirit may wield the powers of the flesh, even when separated from it, as many a violent act by wraiths and lemures demonstrates. And some say this influence is not unique to man, but that beasts too may be driven by such dark impulses, and—" A sudden, violent shaking of the house interrupted his reading, as if some immense weight had crashed through the walls. The doctor flung the book aside, heart hammering, and raced up the stairs to Fleming's bedroom. The door, against his instructions, was locked. He threw his shoulder into it. The wood splintered, giving way. Inside, the scene froze him in horror. Fleming, in his nightclothes, lay sprawled on the floor, gasping, life slipping away. The physician knelt, lifting the man's head. There was a wound at the throat. For a heartbeat, he believed it a suicide. But the truth was far more sinister. When examined, the wound revealed unmistakable impressions, deep punctures, fang marks buried in the jugular vein. Yet there was no animal. A chilling silence settled over the room, heavier than any darkness, as if the shadows themselves were holding their breath.
And thus the story ended. If you liked this journey into the worlds of classic literature, do not forget to support us by subscribing so we can tell you more. And hey, if there's a classic tale you'd love to hear told in this suspenseful style, drop its name in the comments below. Your suggestion might be our next chilling adventure.